Hello everybody, my name is Adam from Altex Media. Today's tutorial is to show you a few of the effects that I use to produce a jingle for my stations and my imaging. I have various stations. If you want to look them up on Facebook, 889 The Flare, Rock 87.5, Vibe 105, and a bunch of different stations related to Altex Media. But anyway, this is something different. This is our broadcast playout. This is running on another computer currently as I'm doing this tutorial. But this handles all the music, all the playout, stuff like that. So that's what this is for. I'm going to hop over to here. So today, again, we're going over some effects. I have Adobe Audition open here. I have version 3 just because I'm used to it, and I found it more user-friendly. If you want to upgrade, of course, to one of the newer ones, that's up to you. But this is what I have, and I have all my effects and stuff ready to go here. But I'm going to start it from scratch. So I'm going to import, I'm going to record everything. And today I'm just going to do a couple demo recordings for 889 The Flare, one of which is for just a quick little imaging bumper effect in between songs. So I'll just say something like 889 The Flare, back to the music or something like that. And I'm just going to walk you through some of the effects of how I do it. So I hope you find this video educational and very helpful for your station, no matter what you're doing, whether you're recording station imaging or jingles or whatever. So let's get started here. First of all, you're going to probably want some kind of imaging effects. I recommend two companies here. I have some of both of these. The first one is airmedia.co.uk. Imaging effects. I got a lot of great variety, actually for very good prices. Very worth it in my opinion. I'll put a link to their website in the description. They have a bunch of stuff: radio beds, voiceovers, news beds, and radio imaging effects as work parts. So I'll just scroll down here to give you an idea of how much things they have. You can pick through all these categories, and
this is 101 imaging effects.
As you can hear, they're very good effects for the price. I think I got like 7 of these packages. Really good deals. Play another one here.
Glitch effects. Glitch effects. Volume 2. Glitch effects. Effects. Copyright 2013. Effects. This is synthetic effects. Effects. Synthetic effects.
So yeah, that gives you an idea of this website. Again, air-media.co.uk. That's one of my favorite ones. They have really good prices for, imaging effects, and they got a whole bunch of stuff, really. Go to the homepage, just give you an idea. They have radio beds, radio imaging effects, news beds, imaging libraries, imaging work parts, and voiceovers if you're in the need for those. So I'll put a link to their website in the description. The other one I'm going to recommend here is Sound Ideas, www.sound-ideas.com/production-elements. I have all these actually, but they're all really good. They're fairly expensive. This is the most recent one that I bought here. As you can see, it's almost $300, but it's definitely worth it. They give you like 7 CDs, and it's very worth it for the effects you get. So yeah, that's the second one here. They also have some royalty-free music, and you can go in here and kind of download these. Obviously, they're free. I'm not too sure if you have to pay for them or not. Royalty free, I would think that you would have to pay. No, I guess not. This one here is $5,000, so good luck with that. Anyway, that's my others. That's my other imaging and sound effects kind of outlet where I buy stuff from for effects and whatnot when I make jingles. So again, sound-ideas.com. They got a bunch of stuff: production elements, collectibles, or whole hard drive, music elements, and everything. Or if you're more specific, you can look under search for effects and music, and look under here. So let's get started on the main tutorial today. So another website that I discovered is Music Radio Creative. I'm not too sure where you go here, but if you just go on here, it's another great website. A great guy here named Mike Russell owns this. Very great guy at what he does. He has some great tutorials on YouTube as well, and I'll put a link to all the websites I refer to today in the tutorial. But they have some free effects as well, and you can just search and find those. So for today's tutorial, I am going to be using their effects because they're actually really, really good. And let's hop over to start here. So I got Adobe Audition open here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to record a little voice bit. So I think I'm going to say back to the music now on 889 The Flare. So let me just record that, see how many takes it takes me. You'll notice me doing a few different takes. Obviously I'm going to want the best one. So We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. Okay, let's do another take. We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. Okay, so that's what we got now. I'm gonna go through these. Just give me a sec here. We're back to the music. Okay. Now. Okay. 88.9. So, let me just go through. 88.9. We're back to the music. Flare. The Flare. Let's do another take. Let's do section. Let's do another. Now. So we'll grab this. That's the now part of it. So I'll just drag that back down here. The Flare. Now. Now I'm gonna go back to here. On 88.9. 88.9 The Flare. Okay, now this probably isn't the best voiceover session, but you get the idea how I produce these. So this is how I do. I'm gonna copy and delete that just because we obviously don't need it. So we got all our audio here now. Let's just give this a play. We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. There, so that's what we're going to compose. So first thing I usually do is clean up the front a little bit. You obviously don't need this excess air, dead air, so if you will, then I'll clean up in between after. I'm going to put these closer together. We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. Okay, so you get the idea. What I usually do, these are first effects here. And what I usually like to do is actually do this to all of these. And what I do is I double click. And this is really too high. So I'm going to actually, this effect will actually take that down just a bit. But I usually go to something called Quick Filter, Process. And I have something already preset. A preset, you can copy these down if you want to. But I apply that. And that gives it kind of more of a bassy sound. Just here. We're back to the music. As you can see. So I'm going to put that back into multi-track. And I'm going to delete the first one, obviously, because we already have our good version. We're back to the music. And I do that to all of these, just so they sound. It gives it that kind of radio voice. Again, you can copy these down, but it gives it that bassy voice that I like in personality. Personally, whoops, I like. So let's go back here. Now. Okay, so just one more part to do that too. And I'll go back here to Quick Filter, Process, put that on there. And insert the multi-track back again. So let's delete and put this back up here. So here's what we got so far. We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Now, in my personal jingles, I like to emphasize certain points, which is understandable. You'll notice most stations do that. So, usually like I like to emphasize is the flare at the end. The flare. Usually that's what I like to emphasize. The other point I would like to emphasize is now. We're back to the music now. So, now. That's something I'd like to emphasize. So, when I say I like to emphasize something, there's two ways I usually do this, but usually this is the quickest way for me. This gives it kind of the echo effect, as people would say. So what I usually do is I copy this, or Control-C, put it down here. I usually zoom in just a little bit and then just put it offset just a little bit. Now, let's have a listen to this. So let's emphasize. Now. As you can see, that gave it that kind of, that little, you know, effect or whatever. Let's go back here, copy this one again, Control-C. The flare. As you can see, so here's what we got so far. Sounds pretty good. We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. I'm just going to delete the offsets here. Second way I usually do this, and this is to offset it, I guess, to be more specific of specifically. So it's more offset this way than it would be to. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this offsets it the way you can't, like it does it like custom. So let's just give this a preview. Actually, I'm going to apply this, so you can copy these down if you want. I just called it Fat Echo for this. I'm going to click OK, and let's just I'll give you a sound. We'll put it back in here first, and let's just. This sounds really good. This is really that radio beefy voice that people hear and like. Now on 88.9 The Flare. So I'm going to copy this part and do the same thing.
the flare.
So I'm going to give it that, go to delay here again, and go OK. And then I usually normalize it so it just kind of matches the rest of the waveform. Let's go back.
The flare.
Alright, so that's what we have so far. So here's
We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare.
Okay, so that's pretty good so far. But we obviously need effects and stuff. There's a couple more things I'm going to do here. I'm actually going to save them for the next video, but there's a couple more things I'm going to show you. I'll do a couple videos on this, some of my effects, but I'm not going to give too many away. So I'm just going to zoom out here. Again, like I mentioned, I buy a lot of effects. These are only a handful of them, but there's some free effects you can get from some place called Dodo Effects is a good one. They give some free effects. Any of these that say Dodo Effects. Very good effects, actually. They give you a free pack, and these are actually pretty good. So I'm going to be using a combination of these and a couple of the effects from Music Radio Creative that I got for free when I signed up. So I usually like to put this in between, so I'm going to split these two and put this in between just to give it, boom, the flare, you know. So there's that. I'm going to get that in there. So other effects I just downloaded. These are the effects that you get from Music Radio Creative, which I actually really, really love. So let me just have a look here. I'm going to use this one, Deep Drone. So this will really set them off. So I have this. And I might not actually need this, but I'll look here in a sec. So here's what it sounds like with that effect. I'm going to turn this down just probably to 3. Whoops, I'm going to want -3. There. Okay, so let's give this a listen.
We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare.
There. So as you can see, that kind of sets it off more. It sounds really more professional, if you will. So let's just try it with this and see.
We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare.
That still fits in there pretty good. So this is, again, the effects I used today were all free. Music Radio Creative, and this one here was also free from Dodo Effects. I'll put links to all these sites and outlets that I refer to today in the description. But yeah. That pretty much wraps it up for today's video. So here is our finished product. I should also mention, if you want voiceovers, I do produce and voice voiceovers, obviously. If you want voiceovers for your station, email me at announceradam@live.ca, and I'll give you some pricing details. And I also offer a discount for nonprofit organizations and advertisers that want radio spots and whatnot. So just let me know. If you want to hear demos, you can find me on SoundCloud under Adam Dill. Also link to my SoundCloud in the description. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you if I can be of assistance. Altex Media is almost finished. The website's almost finished. Again, this is a place for you clients to to find talent, to find voiceover talent, and really it's just a gallery of voiceover artists from around the world. So that want to sell their services. So that'll wrap it for this video. Here's the final product. And until next time, my name is Adam Dill of Altex Media. See you next time.
We're back to the music now on 88.9 The Flare.